Hello and welcome to another tutorial on how to use the Webwan Web Manager. In this tutorial we're going to show you how to build a simple form, like a contact form that you might need on your website to let new customers get in contact with you. Okay, so the first page we're going to open is the contact page. So we just click on that one and then we click open. Okay, so this is our empty contact page. There's nothing in it yet. Only the elements that are all part of the template that the contact page is based on. So the first thing we need to do is go up to File here and then click on File Details. There we go. And this Relative Elements tick box, we just need to make sure that's ticked. Don't worry about what it means at the moment, but just make sure that's ticked and it will make life a little bit easier as we go on. So let's click Apply. Okay, the first element we need to bring into the page is actually the form container. So we go up to this button here, click on that, and we've got a nice new container in the page. I'm just going to stretch that a little bit, it needs to be a little bit wider. Okay, so for a basic contact form, we need an input field to collect the name, another input field to collect the email, and then a text area so that the person filling out the form can send a little message. That's pretty standard for a contact form. So whilst this form element is highlighted, we can go up to this button here, text input field. We click on that. That's built a nice little input field and a label in the page. Now I'm going to click on the form element again. I'm going to bring in another one. There we go. Now that has been, the second one is now underneath the first one, which is perfect for what we're trying to do. So if the top one needed more space, I could stretch it and the other one just pushes down the page. This is all to do with that tick box we ticked at the beginning. These elements are now relative. So if this one moves down, the one below follows. Okay, so now we need to bring in a text area. So if we go up here, text area input field, click on that. And again, that's relative as well. So if I move that down, the text area moves down with it. Okay, so let's make sure they're all aligned. I'm just using the cursor keys just to make sure they're all aligned properly. There we go. Okay, so this can be the input field which collects the name of the person filling out the form. So if we click on that, then we go to Properties. Then here, it's got a default name of element 27. I'm going to change that to name. Whilst this menu is open, we're going to tick the required box. This will ensure that the form will not be submitted unless the user has entered a value into this field. So we're making the name compulsory. We're going to do the same with the email as well. So let's click on that. We go to Properties, and we call this one Email. And then we click Required and then Apply. Okay, and lastly we're going to do exactly the same, but we're not going to make the message compulsory because someone might not want to send us a message, but they might want to send us their email address or name for some reason. Let's click Properties and just call it Message. It's helpful if I can spell. There we go. And we're not going to make it required. Click Apply. Okay, now we've got the labels on the left. We need to put some letters in there as well so that it makes sense to the user. So in here, I'm going to enter name, colon. And here we're going to enter email, colon. And here we're going to enter message. Okay. Also, I'm going to make this message box a little wider so anyone typing into it can kind of see what they're typing. Now, we also need a submit button. So if we go up to the top menu again, we've got submit button. There we go. Again, it's relatively positioned. So if I move all of these down, the submit button goes down with it too. Okay. The other thing we need to make sure is that when the user submits the form, they get sent to a page or they get sent somewhere, so they're just not sent into the abyss and lost forever. So we do that by going properties. Whilst the form element is highlighted, we go to properties, and in here we can go redirect after submit. So I'm going to enter sent, and I have actually already created a page called sent. So once the user clicks submit on the form, the details will be submitted and the page will automatically refresh to the page called sent, and I can put a nice little message in there promoting anything else on the website, or just simply saying thank you, we will be in touch shortly, something like that. And also I want the results or the values entered into the form to be sent to me, so I've got to put my email address in here, which is lawrence@webwham.co.uk. Now there's all sorts of other little options here, but we don't need to get involved with those at the moment. This is just a basic form. The results will be sent to an email address, and then there will be the user will be forwarded to another page. So let's click apply. Okay, so now we can position this in the centre of the page. It's very simple. We can always dress it up later, put some text in here if needs be, and we can edit the value here. So we can say send message. Now it doesn't update it immediately in the web manager, but it will reflect on the live web page. So now we're happy with the form. We click save. Okay. Now what we need to do is test the form. So I'm going to go to view live site. Okay, so that's the form we've just created. So we've got name, email and message. If I just click send message, it's asking for a value to be entered for email and name, and it turns them red there so we can see what's compulsory. So I'm going to enter Lawrence, and I'm going to enter Lawrence@webwham.co.uk, and I'm just going to enter in here test message. I can spell it this time. Okay, then we click send message, and there we go. This is the page that I called sent. You can see it's taken us there up in the URL bar there. You can create your own page and put whatever you like into it. But first of all, before we finish this tutorial, I'm just going to check that I'm going to receive the email. So I'm going to open up my email client. I'm going to do a send receive. There we go. No reply at webwham.co.uk. Okay, important message from a visitor to your website. Okay, so it's got my URL in there, and it's saying it's come from the page contact. Then we've got name, Lawrence, email, lawrence@webwham.co.uk, and message, test message. These values are all being pulled out from the labels that we gave the individual input fields. So if I go back to my contact page, you can see that we've got the 3 different input fields that we created, and obviously we called that one name, we called that one email, and we called that one message, which is why in the email that's come through we've got name, email and message. It doesn't take the values from here, they're just for display so that the user gives the user some guidance as to what they're supposed to put in each field. So there you have it. That's a very simple form and created in approximately 5 minutes, dead simple, dead easy, and could be one of the most useful tools you put on your website. I hope it's made sense. Please send us some feedback if the tutorials aren't making sense to you. Feedback is very welcome. We always aim to improve. But otherwise, thanks for watching.